New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring. And hello again, dear ones. Dr. Robert with you here on a Friday evening. It's 5 o'clock on the Mountain Time Zone, and that means it is time for our good news opportunity of the week. I love when I get to do the good news. I want to say a big shout out and thank you to Reverend Barbara Jean. She's here with us on the first Friday of every month, and oftentimes more than just that. So thank you, Reverend Barbara Jean, for being with us last week and bringing us the good news. And it is my turn, and I love when I get to sink into the good news stories that we find. Now, remember, folks, we do get most of our news over at the goodnewsnetwork.org. That's goodnewsnetwork.org. Drop in, give those folks some of the love and attention they deserve. They do a great job of collating all kinds of great stories. We also hang out a lot over at sunnyskies.com and get some of our stories from there as well. All right, let's jump right into it tonight. You know what? I don't have there it is. Okay. Those that know me know for some reason I really love stories about big trees. This one's coming to us from the Brazilian Amazon. Now, this grove of trees was originally discovered in 2019, so not that long ago. On September 28th, the governor of Paras declared during New York Climate Week this 1.3 million acre Amazon State Park. It's as big as Yosemite and the Grand Teton National Parks put together. Now there's over 100 individual trees, and many of those as much as 290 feet tall. They are from 400 to 600 years old and may hold the total carbon of up to 500 average size trees. So that's 1 per 5. I like those numbers. According to the decree establishing the park, the indigenous people and their activities of gathering Brazil nuts and camu shall not be interfered with, and is aided by a wild buffer zone around the park. Funding for the establishment of the park was provided generously by the Amazon Andes Fund, one of the largest conservation-focused trusts in South America that throughout its history has helped establish 42 million acres of protected areas and secured 48 separate land titles for indigenous people. The Giant Trees State Park is very important for the protection of a unique Amazonian forest that is the marvel of the world due to the size of its trees. That's according to the Senior Program Director, Enrique Ortez. Good news happening in the world of big trees. I love when we have these big tree stories and we find them. And I'm hanging out. I really have a penchant for I'm going for the nature stories today, because here's another one. This one's happening in the Azores. It's off the eastern Atlantic coast of the Azores. A massive new marine protected area is covering 287,000 square kilometers of ocean, making it the largest marine protected area network in the North Atlantic. This is the size of the states of Virginia and Georgia combined. 15% of Azorean waters are now designated as fully protected and 15% as highly protected. So that's a total of 30% total. Now, this means that fishing and other extractive activities are either restricted or banned in the area. The Azores, a chain of 9 volcanic islands in the Atlantic Ocean, part of it that are part of Portugal, are surrounded by deep ocean corals, waves, dolphins, sharks, manta rays, fish, and other unique hydrothermal vent ecosystems. And all of that is being protected. Good news happening in the Azores. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. All right. Now, here's one. Wow. Darn near brought a tear to my eye. And the whole story is happening in Wichita. And in a Wichita courtroom, about 24 people learned that their life savings had been recovered after being lost by a local bank. Over 8 million in children's university funds, retirement account funds, funds for elder care, and bequeathments to children and grandchildren were returned after the FBI located and seized a cryptocurrency wallet linked to an account in the Cayman Islands. The bank's founder, Shane Haynes, claimed he had unintentionally lost it all by investing in a sophisticated cryptocurrency scam. The court ultimately held him responsible for that and sentenced him to 24 years in prison. In August of earlier this year, Heartland Tri-State Bank was put into receivership by federal regulators after being drained of cash. The FDA paid out some $47 million to everyday depositors, other investors. However, the rural community-owned bank did have 30 shareholders who were not insured. No pun intended. I'm not assured how that happened. However, the AP is reporting that some of those shareholders received back their entire loss. Margaret Grice is one of those. She indicated she was expecting about $1,000 back. However, she recovered almost $250,000, and that was the entire amount of her 401k. Wow, good news for these folks. It's a lot of money that's being saved and a lot of money that's being returned. I guess not necessarily saved, but being returned. Good news, good news. I love it. All right. Hey, and those that know me, you know that I like a good technology story as well. Experts demonstrate how solar farms can become hubs for biodiversity enhancement at every level. Now, we've talked about this before on this program, better utilizing the land in these solar farms. And now it's getting all the way to New South Wales, Australia. They have printed and have published and are distributing a planning guide called Better Biodiversity on Solar Farms. It combines innovative strategies. Where did my thing go? I was just reading my notes and they went boom. There we go. It provides innovative strategies and evidence is being compiled that show how solar farms that can be set up in a way that not only make room for native biodiversity, but contributes actively to its flourishing. Both strategies, nature can complement the technology, and that's what this is all about. Rich ground cover vegetation growing underneath the solar panel has been shown in multiple studies to keep the panel cooler and thereby allowing it to generate electricity more efficiently. Surrounding a solar farm with a high hedge of native shrubs, blocks the accumulation of dust and dirt blown off the country roads while also offering a haven of shelter and security to many native species. Planning a renewable energy development offers a chance to consider shared land use. Tracking systems turn the solar panels to follow the sun, and that allows for even greater growth and biodiversity underneath the panels. All it takes is a little bit of thought, folks, and looking at things a little bit differently, and we're going to find a way to solve all of the technological issues that we have, all of these climate change issues as well. Hey, we're going to take a quick break, say hello to a couple of our sponsors, and let them know a little bit more about what's happening, let you know a little bit more about what's happening here around the New Thought Media Network. But we got lots of good stories coming up, including our hero of the week. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
You know, I've been thinking, this volunteer dinner deserves a standout video, something with real impact. But hiring a big production team for just one video? The cost would be huge.
I get it. But have you thought about New Thought Media Network? They do amazing work beyond just broadcast programming on YouTube. They actually specialize in high-quality, one-off productions for events like ours. And I heard they're super affordable.
Really? I didn't realize they did that. So they focus on quality without the premium price tag.
Exactly. Plus, Dr. Robert runs the whole thing, and he's all about making great media accessible. We could get the professional look we need without going overboard on costs.
This sounds perfect. Let's get in touch with Dr. Robert and see if they can work their magic for us.
Well, hello again, dear ones. Dr. Robert here from New Thought Media Network. We'd love to work with you on a custom video for your next event or project. From impactful storytelling to creating a unique avatar for your community or brand, we're here to bring your vision to life, affordably and professionally. Reach out and let's explore what we can create together. And we're back with more of the good news here on a Friday night on the New Thought Media Network. Thanks for being with us, folks. Please feel free to hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons. Let your friends and family know what we're up to. Hey, you know, this you're going to hear a lot about grief and grief recovery in the news and in the media in the coming weeks and months. And I already found this story, and it drew me because this is a Denver-based organization and movement. I had no idea they're here, but I'm going to I'm going to look to see how we can connect with each other. What we're getting to is, and I think most people understand this, grief is a complex web of not only emotional, but also physical states of being. The organization is called Light. They're based here in Denver, and they were founded last fall. They're pursuing a mission to support individuals navigating grief and burnout through community support and somatic-based practices, helping people learn how to grow through grief and take direct control over their own nervous system. Grief is a universal experience affecting both mind and body, with feelings in our brain directly affecting our psychology in ways that can lead us feeling stressed and numb. They have their own theory. It's a polyvagal theory. It explains how grief can trigger physiological responses in the nervous system, leading to states of anxiety, disconnection, and numbness. This is all happening here in the Denver organization, in the Denver area. And Dr. Pickett Williams is the founder of the Light Movement after she lost her father to stomach cancer. She says, we invite individuals and organizations to join us bringing light to communities worldwide. Through virtual and in-person offerings, we strive to make growing with grief accessible to all. If you happen to be in the Denver area, there's an event on December 21st, and actually there's virtual attendance as well. So you can learn more at their website, lightatmovement.com. I have dropped a link of that into the chat box for into the description of tonight's program, and we'll add it right here across the bottom of our screen as well. Check out the light movement. Integration of somatic principles into grief work. It makes a lot of sense from a metaphysical new thought perspective. I'm really glad to see that we're doing this. Here's another story that caught my eye. Parents are prioritizing creativity over anything else in preparing their children for the future. A survey of 2,000 parents of Gen Alpha children, those that are born after 2010, examined early childhood parenting and playtime. Now, this was conducted by Talker Research and commissioned by the Little Pet Shop. The survey found that creativity is a top consideration for parents. Indeed, fully 85% agreed that it is a skill that will help their children stand out in future job markets. When asked which skills they believe are most essential in childhood development, creativity topped parents' list for nearly 7 in 10 respondents, with problem solving tied for second and social skills coming in third at 63%. About 81% agreed that storytelling should be a part of their child's daily schedule, and to foster the skill of creative storytelling, parents are reading to their kids more and more, telling them stories. 35% are even acting out the stories with their children, and 30% of parents are joining their kids playing dress up. Hey, there's nothing wrong with playing dress up, especially with the little ones. Good news in the world of child development. And hey, let's not forget the sports world. This is a great story now. Late in October, a couple of weeks back, word broke that the Tampa Bay Lightning, the hockey team, was up for sale, and that their owner, Jeff Vinnick, would come to make some millions and millions of dollars. However, he did something that nobody truly expected, and yet isn't that much of a surprise based on his past ownership. Jeff has agreed, is offering up $20 million in farewell bonuses. It would be split between the 300 full-time employees at the Jeff Vinnick Sports Group. Now, those bonuses will be paid out in different amounts based on seniority and value and all those things. However, the minimum amount would be $50,000. General Manager Julien Brisebois of the Lightning said he's the best owner in sports. I have friends who are involved in other sports, and they all say the same thing. Jeff is the best. It's not the first time he's opened up his bank account for the sake of others. Back in 2011, he donated $10 million to deserving community heroes and charity partners in the Tampa Bay area. Jeff said, I've been very fortunate. I happen to be good at something that made me a lot of money. I feel I need to give some back. I've always been a hockey fan, and I thought I could buy a hockey team and use it as a vehicle to improve the lives of people in the community. Congratulations, Jeff. It would appear you have done just that there in Tampa Bay. Congratulations. We might have to root a little for Tampa Bay here in the future. I don't know. Hey, folks, we're going to say thank you to our organizational sponsors and individual donors before we come back with our final segment. But remember, we've got our Hero of the Week coming up, so you want to stay tuned. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Let's say thank you to our sponsors, and then we'll get back to some more good news. Stay tuned.
Please help us say thank you to our organizational sponsors, including the Hefferland Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Center for Spiritual Living on the Lake, Unity Kitchener, Unity Spiritual Center, Ottawa, Om Center for Spiritual Living, Satya Center, Begin Within Ministries, Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and the Center for Spiritual Living, Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. Thank you for being part of the New Thought Media Network. Please like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring.
And we're back with more of the good news here on the New Thought Media Network. Thank you to all of our individual donors and organizational sponsors. We love and appreciate the fact that you help us to take this mighty message and out into the world. Hey, here's one of the really fun stories I found. You might follow along with this. Charlotte was standing on the side of the train tracks looking to step in front of a train. Somehow, officials had been alerted to her presence, and the driver of an oncoming train, Dave Lay, of 47, slammed on his brakes, brought the train to a stop, and sat with Charlotte, helping her to, and just talking with her. Now, police did help Charlotte get in touch with local mental health. Charlotte eventually tracks Dave down on Facebook. Dave thought he just did a good deed, and Charlotte said no. They begin to text with each other and begin having conversations, and you see where this is all going, folks. What a great love story. Dave told the BBC he simply said all the things he wished he could have said to other people who had committed suicide. And for his part, he was desperately happy to hear from Charlotte, as he had no way of knowing if she had ever approached mental health services or if she made another attempt on her life. If I needed to know she was all right, I'd contacted police to find out what happened to her and just wanted to make sure she was safe. I felt like I had a duty to make sure she was all right. We'd had that rapport built at the side of the tracks. Charlotte says she hopes that by sharing her story, people will realize, although it would be ideal if we all had specialists training to deal with the mental health crisis, we're all nevertheless capable of helping by being empathetic and present for another human being. Wow, what a great story. Now, folks, we want to be clear. If you have crisis intervention, mental health, suicide intervention training, that is an amazing and wonderful thing, and it is easily and readily available in many places to find training to support people. If you are not trained, your best is to call a professional and to communicate with local authorities to help somebody in need. Hey, here's an interesting story, and you all do we all do like a good happy ending. And I found a few on with our dog population. A dog was rescued after it was found floating down an Arizona canal on a submerged shopping cart. Just look at this poor baby. No one knows how long she was stranded. Passerbys alerted the Humane Society after they spotted the pup stuck in the middle of the canal in Phoenix. An emergency medical technician from a nonprofit was dispatched, and with the help of the city's fire department, they were able to save the pup. The senior pooch, called Dorothea, was assessed by the AHS Pet Ambulance, where she was found to be dehydrated, hungry, and covered with ticks. The 10-year-old pup was later examined by a veterinarian, where she was found to have sustained only minor injuries. Local news coverage led to a new home and a new family for Dorothea as well. Good news, good news. all around. You all know that I just love a good story, and especially a good puppy dog story. And hey, I've been promising it's time for our hero of the week. And this week we've got a human and a puppy dog story. Yes, check this out. Alongside a spider web of dirt roads in South Miami-Dade, sandwiched between the mighty Everglades and an Air Force Reserve base, a man can be seen driving a pickup truck every morning. His name is Eddie Alvarez, and he's now retired. His day-to-day begins with a ride down these back roads, helping the curiously large concentration of stray and abandoned dogs that live here. He stops, fills up some bowls, and dogs appear out of the derelict fallow and actively farmed fields and tangles. Many of them he knows very well, but he doesn't give them names. Alvarez runs Eddie's Dogs, a 501c3 that tries to organize food, medical care, and eventually either adoption or foster care for these homeless animals. Speaking with NBC News 6, Alvarez reckons he feeds about 25 dogs every day, not because there are only 25 dogs along these roads, but because he runs out of food before getting to all of them. I deworm them, give them their shots, booster shots, take care of their flea problems, and that sort of thing, he says. I think they're God's greatest gift to man. If they live in the area too long, many of these homeless dogs are hit by vehicles, earning the area the nickname Dead Dog Alley. Though they live in junkyard-like environments, many are not junkyard dogs. Many are abandoned when their owners can't afford to care for them any longer. Alvarez said he has noticed on 2 occasions following hurricanes that the number of dogs in the area has risen suddenly. Anyone in the Miami-Dade County who is interested in helping Alvarez's life-saving work can visit his website or Facebook page to donate towards food and medicine, offer to adopt or foster one of the dogs. If you are ultimately seeking to surrender your dog humanely, you can do so through Eddie's Dogs as well. And you can just look that up, Eddie's Dogs, on the internet. Thank you, Eddie, for doing the good work, for being a part of the solution, and supporting our furry creatures out there in Florida, Miami-Dade. I love you and appreciate you for doing that. Well, folks, that's about all we've got this week for the good news. I want to thank you for being with us, for being a part of the New Thought Media Network, for being a part of the family that we're growing and that's going here. And remember, if you have any good news stories you'd like to share with us, send us an email, info@ntmedia.org. That's info, INFO, at ntmedia.org. If you'd like to support the good news in any way, let us know. We'd love to have you on as a guest host, or perhaps part of a new team here on the good news as well. Again, hit us up, info@ntmedia.org. All right, I'm Dr. Robert. I'm going to get out of here for now. Until next time, I wish you peace and richest blessings. And remember, check out Reverend Michael Mangus with the Fireside Chat starting in just a half an hour, 6 o'clock Mountain Time. Guess who's going to be his special guest tonight? You got it. I'll be there. So if you didn't get enough of me now, tune back in. Remember, you can catch all of our shows on our YouTube playlists. Till next time, I wish you peace and richest blessings. Bye now.